Well, not gonna lie, I don't have an intro for this podcast, but I do go by Tony Oddball. This is an odd conversation. Here with a very special guest.
It's SdotKA in your area, man, representing the O, man.
There we are. There we are. What? Oh, exactly. Oh, Orlando.
Yeah, Orlando.
Sorry, man.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm a SoCal guy, so I'm not exactly sure, what like some of the lingo can be sometimes.
It's all good. It's all right. It's all right.
No worries, man. And my friend Tabitha actually like introduced me to your music. She's out here in Anaheim and stuff. And so like she was like telling me like, hey, like you should interview this guy. And she also introduced me to Chris Costco as well.
Yeah, that's family right
Mhm.
there. I was just talking to him yesterday, because he just released his video, and okay, yeah, I loved his video, man. Like his video was like super dope. Pardon me, I'm just getting some things like together, but yeah, his video was dope, and I loved everything about it. I love the fact that like everything was so symbolic. Just you know what I'm saying, and that's good people. So you know.
Yeah. Yeah, no joke, man. Like, he brings back that instinct feels for me, man. I'm a big instinct guy, so,
Yeah.
what do you guys say?
Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, like, before we get into, like, a little in-depth with your career and stuff, let's get those basic questions out the way. Everyone always asks the same ones, like, where you from, and what got you making music, you know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
let's run through those real quick, and then we'll go in depth, man.
Nah, of course. Of
Cool.
course.
So, where were you, like, what's, like, your background like, like, where you're from, and, what got you making music?
So a lot of people actually don't know this, but I was born in Germany, actually.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was born in Germany. Both my parents were in the military, so that's definitely a good little background about me or whatever.
Yeah.
I was raised in a small little town called Deltona, Florida, and honestly, I did a lot of my music in Orlando. So, I always represent Orlando, where I go. But it's like one of those things where like I'm always searching for like a bigger market. You know what I mean? What got me into music is, the creativity that I feel every time like I'm able to put something together. Like I find that being able to explain things and being able to explain things in a way that's creative has always been like my passion. It's always been something that I'm good at, and it's been really dope. Like just being able to express like just getting out of that space of negativity, because that's all that I was really surrounded by is negativity and pardon me.
That's all good, no worries.
Yeah.
This is quarantine setting.
Yeah, I actually just moved to a new crib, so I'm just trying to get everything settled. So.
Oh, no worries, man. Congrats on the new crib.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, just being in a negative environment, just trying to see how it can escape, and I feel like that's a lot of that's the story of everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like they just have their way of getting out of the reality scene for just a moment. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it's for a short period of time, and sometimes it's for a long period of time. But nonetheless, like when you find your niche, when you find that thing that you're really good at, you just have to stick with it and continue to build your craft and continue to just elevate yourself. And that's all I've been about, like just elevating myself and making sure that I'm good so I can provide that positivity to other people.
Yeah. No, hands down, man. And I think the cool thing about you actually originally being born in Germany, I believe Schoolboy was also born in Germany as well.
Bro, that's crazy because Schoolboy Q is like my top 5 favorite artists.
Oh, word.
Yeah, like I don't know what it is, but Schoolboy Q is definitely like one of my top favorites.
Yo, no, hands down, bro. Fucking, like it's funny because like my dad and I, we didn't really have like the best relationship growing up, but like when he seen that I was like getting invested with like music and stuff, like he just sent me like a random Schoolboy song, and I was like, oh shit, like yeah, she listened to Schoolboy Q, like what the fuck? But like
Yeah.
but that's the kind of like hip hop and rap that he liked growing up. So it was like a lot of like gangster rap, but the thing I like about Schoolboy's gangster rap is that he's very creative with it too. Like yeah, he keeps that like grittiness inside there, but he also like has like the harmonies. He uses his voice to in any kind of extent. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, man, the dude's a killer, man. I like that guy. Big
Yeah,
time.
definitely, man. Like every time I work out, he's always on the playlist.
Mm-hmm.
Always, every single time. Like I don't know, it's like he has a way because like I'm not, I can't really relate to what he's talking about because I'm not in the street or anything like that, and I don't glorify, what I'm saying, something that I don't do. But I like that he can take where he's from and make it so authentic. You know what I mean? And that's something that a lot of people, a lot of artists don't really possess. Like, I hear you, but I don't really believe you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't believe what I'm hearing from you. It just sounds like you're just trying to make some words rhyme. But what I like about him is, like, it's the realness of it. You know what I mean? And it's just that raw talent.
Yeah, like it's interesting because when I first heard "Blessed," but like back in the Habits and Contradictions album, with him and Kendrick on it, like you hear like the pain in his voice speaking on stuff going on. Like how am I supposed to say this? Like my boy just got shot, and and I'm here hugging on my daughter. You know what I'm saying? And like, and then like that part where like I'm getting chills talking about it right now for the moment. But but like then it goes to that, it leads into that part where he goes. Like fuck it, whatever you need, then I got you. Whether it's like money, weed, or like getting somebody, I'm gonna ride with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just like life for him. And like I know many people like that. You know what I mean? And like, I have relatives that are like that, to where like fuck it, like this happened to you. All right, well let's run it. Let's go ahead and we'll handle it any way you want to handle it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Shit. Well. Tell me a little bit about like Orlando, man. Like Chris told me like a little so about it. We didn't get a touch on it, but I want to get like your understanding of like Orlando and stuff.
Orlando is a dope city. Orlando is a dope area. And I'm always gonna be honest. You know what I'm saying? I'm never gonna sugarcoat a thing. I feel like Orlando's problem is that everyone wants to be next. You know what I mean? Like everyone wants to be the one that got out, the one that like just gets out there.
Well, that's why we have so many people in fucking LA now. We have all the fucking rappers coming from the East Coast over here now, and Midwest and down south, and then we also have the vloggers, and then we have the YouTubers, and like everyone's just trying to make a play in LA now.
And I feel like once they understand like what unity really means, I feel like it could be an unstoppable movement. But it's like I think that Orlando just needs to get an understanding of what working together really means, what support really means. You know what I mean? And by no means am I saying that they don't support me or what I'm doing. It definitely has its own unique sound, like its own following. Like, it may not be necessarily the sound that I do, but that's what makes social media so dope. Like you can find people that are gravitating towards what you do at the end of the day. But I think that Orlando definitely just has the potential to be like the next Atlanta. Honestly, I really feel like that.
No, I honestly, I hate when people like usually say like, oh, like it's gonna be the next this and next that, only because like there's a reason why you're in that position. I mean, it's because you're doing it like yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like because of me doing this whole podcasting and like really like reaching out and really trying to share like the dope music that I find, and like people are like, oh, you're gonna be the next Adam 22, or you're gonna be the next like Big Boy, and it's like I appreciate it, but I do want to I want to have my own lane with this stuff too. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Exactly. I respect that 100%. Like I I never want to be like the next Kendrick or the next J. Cole or whatever.
Yeah.
To a certain degree, I understand where they're coming from. I understand the perspective, you know. But keep in mind, the world already has Kendrick. It already has Orlando. Exactly. It already has Atlanta, you know. So it doesn't need a replica. But the impact can be similar to what they brought to the table.
Yeah, hands down.
So I feel like the impact that Orlando could leave could potentially be that same impact or greater, that Atlanta brought when it first, like, yo, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or it could have the potential of staying exactly where it is and becoming stagnant. Mm-hmm. You know, so it's really just up to the people. It's up to, the artists and, the bloggers, the supporters, the podcasters, like everybody out there. It really just depends on what direction they want to move. And during this COVID time, I think it's the best time for us to just rebuild and just look at ourselves and say, hey, like, what are we doing? Like, when we come out of this thing, are we going to elevate, or are we just going to keep doing the same thing we were doing before we were stuck here?
Yeah, no, hands down. And, sorry, I'm gonna take a step back on that real quick, just because, when it came to, we don't need, more than just one copy of a person now. You know what I mean? And I believe that's another reason why, people from, Florida, such as, Denzel and, Puya, to, even, the whole, that whole wave coming out of South Florida, people are, that's their lane. So now you're having these people talking about similar things that they did, and now doing the same things that they're doing. It's they're not getting the recognition no more because, hey, we already have someone doing that. You know what I mean? That's why we loved him a lot. You can show appreciation and stuff, but you also gotta be you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then that's something I like about your music, because when it comes to your music, bro, I can hear it being played on the radio too much, and to the point where the average person can't not like it. You know what I'm saying? They have no choice but to like it. But it's a good thing. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that.
No, hands down, man. And that's why, hearing that kind of noise coming from, Florida, for instance, I didn't expect it. But that's the power of the internet nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Exactly. So, yeah, I definitely appreciate that. It's just searching for my sound. But again, maybe the area that I'm in, is not gravitating towards the sound that I bring, as much as I need. Mm-hmm. But that's not to say that, Orlando isn't for me, because the internet exists. You feel what I'm saying? I mean, you and I are talking and we're nowhere near each other. You feel what I mean? So I just think everything is just so dope, and there's opportunity everywhere. You just got to be smart about it at the end of the day.
You got to create opportunities.
Right.
That's one thing that Charlemagne the God said, and I love it. One or two quotes that he says that always resonates with me, where he says, opportunities come to those who create it. And so that's why I'm thinking I've always wanted to do this podcasting, and I've always gave reasons why I couldn't get it done, but now we're in quarantine. It's all right, well, let's make something of it. I mean, how have you been surviving quarantine?
Yeah. You said, how have I been dealing with it?
Yeah.
Just being healthy. You know what I'm saying? Not just my body, but my mind, my spirit, my soul, everything. Just staying healthy and just elevating myself.
Meanwhile, I'm over here smoking.
I'm still in a position where I can still, work and get money and financially just support myself and my fam, But I've never been in a situation that I am in right now where I'm just mentally just healthy. I just got rid of all the toxins in my body. That's negative talk. That's the news 24/7 and gossip and following things that I don't even understand. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So this time has actually been pretty good to me. I can't lie.
Same.
It's really a perspective thing. I mean, of course, rest in peace to everybody that lost somebody because of this virus, man, and people that were affected financially because of this virus. But me personally, I just count my blessings. I look at I look at where I was and I look at where I am, and I've never been here. You know, like I dropped like within a month, I dropped like 20 pounds.
Damn. So you used to be fat.
Say what?
You used to be fat then.
Oh my, yeah, I was.
I'm fucking with you.
Yo,
I'm all attacking you already.
My biggest weight was 256.
256.
256. Now I'm 209.
Shit, I'm on my way there, so I'm not in a position to say otherwise.
Hey man, like it's self-discipline at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
It's self-discipline. You just gotta focus. You know, it's so many times that people say like, "Oh, like I want to do this," but as soon as you say "but," you pretty much negate everything that you did say in the past. Like you just have to do it. You know, like just get dressed and just go. You know, like I tell myself, I used to play ball like 5:00 in the morning with a few people. And I just get up 4:30. I just get up and I say, you know what? It's time for me to go. I just jump out of bed, throw my headphones in, put water on my face, drink my pre-workout, whatever, and I'm out the door. Yeah. So it's all a self-focus thing. It's all a focus thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, hands down, man. And yeah, that's good that you have that mentality, man. And like, yeah, the thing is, people could talk about it, but you can also sense that, like, all right, there is some things that are lacking within that thought process. But for you just speaking on it alone, man, like it's already getting me thinking, like, damn, this guy got it. Like he's bad about it. Me, I'm on my way there. So you know, it's a matter of I mean, not matter. It's a process. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Just like everything else in life, man. Just like everything else in life, it's a process. It's self-discipline. Like if you're not self-disciplined, there's no reason for you to even do it. You know, like it's consistency. Like being able to stand here today and do what you love to do, it takes consistency. It takes self-focus. It takes a positive mind. Just like if you down yourself every time that you fall, then you'll never have a story to tell.
Exactly.
You know? Like if you never went through anything, you will never have a story. Like everyone loves to see when they see a movie, they want to see something go wrong. You know what I mean? Because it makes a great story and it makes, coming out of that thing that much more interesting. Like when you come out of the impossible, because I never thought that I would lose as much weight as I did. I never thought that I would have a single that people are singing back to me and selling out shows and people knowing me as the single that I put out. Like I never thought, but it took consistency. It took time and time and time again, fail after fail after fail. And that's what people got to realize. People got to realize that it's not just about getting on the first try, because no one ever got on the first try.
Exactly. And you know what I started telling people recently was you have to fall in love with failure sometimes. You have to be like, damn, I can't wait till the next time I fucking fail at something. Oh, I can't wait till I lose some shit real quick. Because like that just makes your story a lot better. That's what I love about like everybody's odyssey, dude. It's like everybody has an odyssey, and it's like I don't want to hear about only the good times, dude. Like I want to hear your struggles. I wanna understand that type of bullshit you had to deal with to get here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Exactly. And so, but that's what makes everything a lot more beautiful. You know, like your successes are gonna be that much more enjoyable, and you're gonna get there. Like that's why when I tell people, like, dude, I'd rather be I don't want to be a sad millionaire. All right, I'd rather be a happy dude making happy money, but doing something that I really want to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't need the Benzes and all that shit. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna work my ass off until I'm getting paid to do shit that I don't mind doing for free.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that a lot, man. And honestly, that's why for years, people that's like made it, like artists, like rappers or whatever, people just love a story like, yeah, I grew up in the hood and we didn't have a lot, we didn't have this, we didn't have that, and blah, 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 and like, like I had to kill people or I seen people die, whatever. People just love a story. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And if it happened, it happened. If not, perception is reality.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I look at it like, if I'm in a situation, I don't let that situation determine where I go next. I let where I go next be that focus. So whatever I'm going through right now, I realize, okay, this is just temporary because eventually I have to get here. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like when I'm running, right? Because I run like almost every day. Like, I know where my destination is. And so I know, like, when I get like halfway, I may be tired, right? You know what I'm saying? I may stop. But eventually I have to I'm gonna get to my destination. Like, I can't stop. It's gonna defeat the whole purpose of me being out there in the first place. The same thing with a career. The same thing with, you know, my music or your podcast or anybody out there that's doing what they love to do. Like, even though your role, you can feel tired. Like, eventually, if you keep that consistency going, you're eventually gonna get there. So
yeah, hands down. You know, and so you know, would you mind if we talk a little bit something like a little controversial in the moment?
Of course, shoot.
All right, man. Because for the record, because I get mistaken for being white all the time. I'm Mexican. All right, for the record, and you know, like, I just want to like kind of get your like, you know, like your standpoint of all that's going on with like protesting and, you know, like the pretty much like the Karens to just the Black Lives Matter type of movement. You know what I mean? Like, because personally to me, like I am a man of like research whenever I decide to do research and such, and like I'm one of those people that agrees with the phrase Black Lives Matter. You know what I'm saying? The organization I don't know enough about to really like say like I'm gonna fund money into Black Lives Matter organization. Like I'll be like more than happy to like, you know, like send money to those that are like going to the protests, handing out waters, like taking care of each other. You know what I'm saying? Just because I know exactly where my money is going to. You know what I'm talking about?
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's just like a not a summary, but just like a few things that are on my mind about this whole thing. You know what I mean? I just want to understand a little more about your standpoint and such.
You got me on the way. Pick a time and pick a place. Yeah, shawty acting new, cause you got her a check. Looking for the money that you gotta collect. Every time I'm out here, I be doing the most. Stunting is a habit and it already shows. Don't know how to act, it's new every time, yeah. We both in the back, ayy. And shawty get dime, yeah. Litty, 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 litty. Don't waste my time, yeah. Hit me, got me on the way. Pick a time and pick a place. Litty, 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 litty.
I always ask people this question, like, how did we get here? You know what I'm saying? Like, did we get here because enough is enough? Did we get here because it's trending? You know what I'm saying? Like, how did we get to a standpoint? Because people have been saying Black Lives Matter for a while.
Yeah.
They have. You know what I'm saying? But what made people pay attention? It was George Floyd. You know what I mean? And, you know, rest in peace to him. And he went out in a way that shouldn't have happened. That should not have happened by any means. I respect the Black Lives Matter. You feel what I'm saying? And I see the perspective, but I don't blindly follow anything. You know what I mean? Like, I do my research, just like how you said. Like, I do my research and I look and I just try to see what the point is. And a lot of things that I've seen, and I'm not going to categorize everybody as everybody. You know what I mean? Just a few things that I've seen here and there, I don't necessarily agree with. There's a few things that I do agree with.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like it hasn't happened in a while, but like the looting, you know what I mean? Destructions of people's businesses, I'm 100% against. Like I'm not for people destroying things. I'm not for letting my emotions make the decision for me. You know what I'm saying? Because my emotions, just like anything else in this world, is temporary. So why would I make a decision that's permanent based on an emotion that's temporary?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I also feel like people really don't have a right to say you know, people don't have a right to talk for people that's been through it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, my father grew up in a time where there was segregation, where there was separations of bathrooms. Like, you couldn't go to certain water fountains. The schools were segregated, separating. You know what I'm saying? Like, my father picked cotton, like, back in the day when he was younger. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's witnessed people being hung because it was the norm. Like, it was something to do back then. You know, I get offended when people try to take credit for what they've never been through. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not for, like, what's the word, reparations, where you get paid for slavery. Is that the word?
Yeah, I believe so. I'm not the best at vocabulary sometimes.
Yeah. It's escaped my mind right now.
Shit, that's gonna be the name of this episode.
I get a little finicky about it because it's like I would never want to benefit off of someone's death. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would never want that to be paid off. Because believe it or not, whether we like it or not, it's the blood, sweat, and tears and everything that our forefathers have been through that helped us get to where we are. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I get it. I do. You know, like, I don't like the fact that cops are killing us. You know, like, I don't like that. I don't like that they're using their power to, you know, just unfairly make a decision whether we live or die. You know, but I also don't like the fact that we sometimes don't know how to just chill, how to just calm down, just wait. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand that our lives are on the line, but where were all this protests when we kill our own?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there was a massive shooting, like, last weekend in Chicago, I think it was.
I believe so. Back in for the 4th of July, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one's really talking about that.
Yeah. I think one thing is that, like, street culture, that's not only just black on black when I say this, is that sometimes that's just what we're used to and that's what we expect. So for me personally, you know, like, I it's always like at least California wise, there's South Side, North Side beef when it comes to, like, Mexican gangs. And, you know, it's always like the enemy of my enemy is my ally type of phrase. So it's always been like all right, well, you know, like, I never met you, but you are from, you know, like, you are from the North Side and you're from a North Side gang. Yeah, and, you know, this we're on the South Side right now, so we're gonna have to handle things accordingly by our code. And I think that when it comes to street culture, and it's always funny because Nipsey said this in an interview just recently that I listened to, where he said he goes, those people that talk about, you know, street culture but isn't in street culture is more like a tourist. And I'm like, damn, like, I as much as I don't want to agree with it, I do, but it's also like I'm also on the sidelines seeing the stuff. You know what I mean? Right. And it's like kind of just like understanding. So at least when it comes to police versus the people, it's more of like you're supposed to do your job accordingly. That's basically how everybody sees it. So, you know, like, if someone's, you know, talking, you know, popping their gums at you, and you decide to knock them out, hey, that's just your right as your own person. But because a police officer has a badge on, it says like, hey, I'm gonna pop my mouth with you all I want, and you're not gonna touch me. Otherwise, it's gonna be a big thing. And I think that's what some people see it as. You know what I mean? So that's why, like, when it comes to, like, a lot of these things going on. What was that?
No, I didn't say anything.
Like, that's why when it comes to a lot going on, you know, whether it's like it's like talking politics, you know what I mean? It's like an angry couple arguing with each other. They just want the last word, I guess, and wanted that to be done. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I completely understand. And the thing that I respect the most is that everyone is not gonna agree on one thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But that's okay. You feel what I mean? Like, it's okay if I'm explaining my point and you don't agree with me, or vice versa. That's fine. But that's what makes this world so dope. You know what I mean? Because people have different perspectives. People look at the world differently. But that's where great ideas come from. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of the anger is like, if I stand up right now and I say I don't support Black Lives Matter, let's just say, you know what I'm saying? Just for the sake of the example.
Yeah.
You know how many people would stop supporting me?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how many people would attack me? But this is a free country though. Like, I have the right to feel a certain way.
Mm.
Let a black person say like, I support Trump. How many people would attack that person?
Absolutely.
I don't agree with it. But it's like, don't blame a stereotype when you stereotype yourself. You know what I mean?
Hands
like
down.
if you're racist, I told this to my boy, like, if you're racist against a racist, you're still a racist. You know what I'm saying? So if you hate a racist, you pretty much hate yourself. You know, like, but I understand, like, because I'm not from that. Like, I'm not from like the streets or anything like that. So I don't really know code. You know, like I don't really know it like that. Like, I got people, like I know people around me and stuff like that, but it's only from my environment. So I can't really relate or say like, oh, this is okay or it's not, because just like Nipsey said, like, I'm a tourist. Like, I just see what, like, outside looking in. But I do know the basics of life and death, you know, and we can't say that, you know, someone can't kill us, right? But we can't get angry that we're killing ourselves. You know, like, that should actually make us more upset.
Yeah.
Because if you're saying like Black Lives Matter, right? But Black lives are killing Black lives, you took one Black life out the mix. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like we should all just kind of group together and just have this unity thing going on. And if we have a specific goal, like, just speak that goal. Just like come up like and have one voice instead of being so diverse. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing with this whole thing. To me personally, is that I don't see an end goal with anybody's side. Like, I remember someone did tweet out, like, pretty much generally asking, like, I'm not here to disrespect nobody, but for those that are protesting, what is your end goal? Like, what is something that's gonna happen for you to, you know, put everything to a rest? You know what I mean? Like that's just a general question. Not saying like, come on now, like, cut it out. It's more like, I'm just curious to know, because if I'm gonna be marching with you guys, I want to know how what does it have to take for us to stop marching, you know? And I don't see a solid answer. Some people just say, oh, you just want to be treated better, but it's also like, I mean, like, it's not gonna be like on an instant that you're gonna notice it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
but you can't change a person's heart, though. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
You can't. Like, if I'm talking to a racist right now, and I tell them all the beautiful things about a black person, I mean, that's all fine and good, but if it's in their heart, you know, and that's what they're raised on, like, we just don't know how a person was brought up. You know, like, people weren't born a racist. Like, people weren't born to hate. Like, they were taught. So, I mean, yeah, we want to be treated better and stuff like that. That's cool and all, but I think what needs to happen is, like, professionally, what I would want to see professionally from like a police standpoint is just follow protocol. Like, don't be so hot-headed. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to that, like, you have to have patience. Like, if you're afraid to get killed, like, this is what you signed up for. So it's like, this isn't like you're on the wrong side of the territory. Like, if you're on a gang or whatever, like, you're on the wrong section and whatever, and like, it's kill or be killed kind of thing. Your life is on the line, yes, but there's certain protocols that you got to follow. Like, on my job, if I skip a whole bunch of protocols and go straight to the end goal or the last resort, you know, I might get terminated. So I just feel like that should be the same thing that happens, but it's so many different, just like you said, man, like, it's so many different sides, and I'm with you. I don't see an end goal. Like I don't, because no one really knows what they want.
Yep.
You know?
People really strung out on emotion, and sadly, that's something that us as humans, we're not gonna really like understand the correct way that where everyone can agree with.
Right.
And that's just what it is. I mean, so until some kind of like method can work out, I don't see nothing happening anytime soon.
I don't either, man.
And plus, if you have everyone in
like,
fucking quarantine, like if you have everyone in fucking quarantine too, it's like, shit, I ain't gotta go work tomorrow. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Like real shit, you know, and like,
right.
Yeah, and then there's people on both sides, like the police department and the government, and also to even like Black Lives Matter people that saying, hey, I'll pay you like $500. Throw this brick at this window. Dude, I'm low on money right now. Fuck it. You know what I mean, like compared to everybody else around here, I'll fucking throw that brick.
Right.
You know, but I'm dipping the fuck out. $500 richer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I mean, like, what can you do?
Exactly.
In this time, like, what I mean, even though I don't agree with a lot of things that people are doing, like, I gotta think about myself. Like, what can I do to play a part? You know, and I really I believe in the philosophy of, you know, you can't build someone else's house until you build your own. So
like
you know what I'm saying? Like you have to make sure that you're positive and that you're ready for the world before you can just step out in the world unsure.
Yeah,
you know.
big time.
So I'm making sure that I'm positive and that I'm peaceful. I know what I want. I do my research, you know, and I'm not being stupid or giving people a reason. You know, stop giving these cops a reason, man. Like, not saying that it takes a reason, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, we can't agitate so much, you know? Like, if you're in a cage and you're poking a tiger, what's going to happen? You feel what I'm saying?
Exactly,
so,
man.
I think, like, the best thing for us to do, man, is just to stay sane, stay on top of everything, research, and stay educated, man. Stay peaceful.
Hands down, man. Shit. Well, I'm going to transition a little bit so we get back to your music, man. We gave just a lot of light. Hopefully people will soak it in and just start researching things on their own as well. But, shit, so this thing I do on the show where, you know, with quarantine going on, let's say it gets extended out for the rest of 2020. And for some reason the internet fucks up and you only have 3 artists to stream. Artists, bands, singers, whatever. You only have those 3 options to listen to for the rest of the year. Who are you rocking with?
Whew, that is tough.
Schoolboy.
And I'm not gonna lie to you. I have been listening more to R&B than hip hop, which is
underrated nowadays. It's completely underrated.
I don't know, like, cause this is tough, yo.
I love this question.
You said 3 artists?
3 artists, bands, singers, DJs, anything. You know what I mean? Like I like how creative people can get because, you know, you get the whole discography. So songs that they're featured on, songs that they've written for others, you get those songs too. Their names on the credit.
Yeah.
Like that's why I always tell people when it comes to like Post Malone's Rockstar with 21 Savage, Joey Badass wrote that song.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
That's why when that song hit like number 1 on the charts, he announced it saying like, dude, like I finally want to say that I finally have a number 1 hit. You know, like I wrote Rockstar, you know, this and that, and I was like, dude, and that's when I realized like, dude, like I think that's where the real money's at because he's probably getting paid out better than Post and 21 for that song.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I would always want to be a writer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would always love to do that. I would have to say number 1. I'd have to say Anderson .Paak.
Okay.
Number 1, because he is slowly becoming my favorite artist. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Because like, he does it all. Like, it's crazy. Like his Malibu album is freaking bananas, yo.
I will say that Oxnard was pretty trash though.
Which one?
Oxnard. But that's just my opinion on that.
I didn't like it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't like it, but I liked the one after that.
Yeah, Malibu was pretty good for sure. I'll give it that.
Malibu was in 2016.
Mm-hmm. And then Oxnard was 2018, I believe.
Yeah, but then he came out with one right after that in the same year.
Oh, with Knowledge as well. Like Knowledge was a producer on that whole thing.
I think so.
Yeah.
I can't remember, but that album was super dope.
I'll check it out.
He knows how to put something together. I would rock with him. I would rock with. Loaded Lux, yo. I watch battle rap like almost every day.
You're not ready for this conversation, man. You're not ready for this conversation. You're not ready for it. I'm a big battle rap fan, dude. Everybody knows by now if they keep up with every interview. They know I love it. The last dude I interviewed, which I see. All right, I'm gonna go slightly off topic with this real quick, but don't. So I remember your options already. But the last dude I interviewed last night, Tragedy. He actually, like he was so invested with the battle rap thing that Rum Nitty was one of his like big bros, pretty much. And we started going deep into it, man. We started going in depth. But like, yeah, dude, I'm like a big like battle rap nerd. But I do see you in a collab with you and Tragedy. He's from Arizona. I see something like that just by hearing it's Liddy, big time.
That's crazy. Yeah, I watch battle rap all the time. Like I'll be sitting down, right? My homie will be like sitting like across from me. And all of a sudden, like, it'll be mad quiet. I'll be like, I say, yo.
Yeah.
I just go in, like, you know what I mean? I was like, no, what I tell him? I was like, I say, yo, I was on the phone with AT&T. Had to go to the ATM, BRB. They told me about my data rates, my SMG, IDC, my BM. Was in her BMW with her BFF. I scoped them both with the RPG. I said my ex, her BOX, got KO'd. She got petty with a text. I replied back LMFAO.
Jesus Christ.
That was off the fly when I told him. He was like, yo, that's crazy.
Honestly, hey, if you haven't put that in any song, I think that should be an interlude. Just like acapella interlude to like another project. I think that would be pretty dope, man. Like, another thing I like about Loaded Lux, man, was that on that Mac Miller album with Watching Movies with the Sound Off, which is my favorite Mac album. He had that acapella at the end of G's. And like, who's Easy Mac with the cheesy raps? And like he started doing the whole Lux, and then like like that's just Lux, dude. And like I was surprised to even hear that in the first place. But yeah, man, that's crazy how you said Loaded Lux, though, man.
Actually, every time I run, I always throw Loaded Lux album on. I can listen to it from start to finish because it just gives me that pump that I need, like that energy that I need. Like he's my favorite rapper, like my favorite rapper, like ever. You know what I'm saying? Like. Yeah.
Man, I never listened to a song of his. Like I know he did like a freestyle with Joey Badass and I think Dave East on like a little track. But I just thought that was like for shits and giggles. I didn't know that he actually made his own music until like recently. But I still never checked it out.
Yeah, he has a song called Warriors that always gets me. That one, there's another song called Till This Day. Every time I hear that, I'm like, oh my God, I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Like I gotta, so I said Anderson .Paak, Loaded Lux, and I probably have to go with, dang, this is hard, Joe.
I know, it's always like the, it gets your blood pumping, you start sweating a little bit, trying to find out the right person to put on, for sure.
Yeah. Dang, because here's the thing, like, there are certain albums that I will listen to in the right context, in the right mood, like, of all times. Like, I could say Donald Jones, you feel what I'm saying? I could say Dwelle, if I just want to relax or just feel like chilled. I could say Schoolboy Q when I'm feeling angry, whatever, but dang, this is hard, yo. I'll probably throw on that SdotKA, honestly.
Man, you have your own library, man. You can fucking you can listen to that anytime. Shit.
Yeah, man, I might as well.
All right, I'll give you a pass on that one, man. I'll give you a pass on that because I know how difficult it can be, for sure, man. But damn, well, let's talk about your big single, man. I don't know if I think it's the latest one too. I know it came out in 2019, but it's litty, man. You know that's the jam. I'm not gonna front.
Yeah, man. I am like so humbled to actually have a record that did as well as it did. You know what I'm saying? Even though, I still want to keep pushing it. You know what I'm saying? And I can see the potential in it even more than it is right now. Just the responses I'm getting is beyond what I've ever gotten from any record that I've ever done in my life. You know what I'm saying? So that record, it was such a good time, like shooting the video for it, and people just being a part of it. Like when I perform it, like people singing the song with me. That's every artist's dream, I feel.
Yeah, man.
But just being receptive to it.
Jeez, would you say that whenever you perform that song, you always get like like the I guess the butterflies? That would be like the best word to use right now.
Yeah. I still I can't say it to this day because I'm not really performing. But my latest performance was at the Culture Festival, and it was a good crowd. So I did something a little different. So like I did this epic intro, and it was like this countdown. Like I did everything. Like I set up everything. And I'm not an engineer. I'm not. I just know my way around. So I did this epic countdown, and then I did the acapella version of Liddy. So they didn't even know I was going up there. So I did Liddy, and I heard people sing the song before I hit the stage, which was crazy. Like, my mic kind of messed up, so I had to redo the whole thing again. But I saw people's responses. People were jumping up and down. It was such a dope vibe, a dope experience, man. Like, I love everybody that showed love to that record, man. Like, it's so dope.
Yeah, it gives off that, like, it's like your own version of, like, My Type of Party with Dom Kennedy. Because Don Kennedy, I used to love that song. So whenever I would go on YouTube, try to find like a performance of him doing it, he would do it a cappella, and everybody would like just fucking get hyped as hell with it. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't even hear the beat. He just goes in. So it's like shit, man. I mean, like power in that case. That's the way I look at it.
Definitely. I just want to keep pushing it out. I mean, me and some my management and a few other people were talking about doing a remix to it. So I'm definitely excited about that.
Hell yeah.
It's got to be the right time. Right now it's not the right time. But when that time comes, I know it's gonna impact. It's gonna be super crazy.
Yeah, honestly, man. Like, this is just me personally speaking on it, and as a new listener as well. But like, I personally think that like end of summer would even be a good time to release that one, because it's 7. We have 7 more weeks of unemployment at least what I've been told, and then but you also got like people that once they hear, oh well, we're gonna open bars again, people are just gonna be like, all right, fuck it, and then we're gonna be on a third wave. But that's not even the case. But that's gonna be streams. It's good marketing to me personally. But I'm no genius.
Yeah. I would love to do that. I mean, I'm still working on other music, and I'm testing the market too. So, who knows what the future's gonna bring?
Yeah. Well, if you had the choice to add 3 people to that song for a remix, who would you add?
Well, there's my homie. Like, do they have to be famous or?
Don't matter. It's whatever you have. You have the power.
If I had the power, and I could add anyone to Liddy, because there would be a few people actually. Dang, that's hard.
Because it could be like that new work single, man. That whole like, it's funny. I just talked about how I hate saying, oh, it's the next this and the next that, but I mean, it has the same power though if you think about it.
Right. I would add Wayne to it if I could.
Wayne?
That would be Lil Wayne.
Oh, Wayne. Okay.
Yeah, That would be super dope. Travis Scott.
True.
Yeah, I think that would be dope too.
How about some like up and comers?
Becomers, my boy Manny Solo. Shout
Manny
out
Solo.
to him. I was talking to him about it. But I can definitely hear a female on it too.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I could definitely hear a female. What's her name? Danny Lay.
Okay, yeah, Danny Lay. Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to. That would be crazy. But I could hear a female on that, just to bring like a different kind of vibe
Yeah.
to it. That would be super dope.
Man, it's funny because there's one thing about me too. I'm always like linking and like saying like, oh, you should check these people out and stuff. But like, and I always resort to East of the River. But like, there's there's Kiddo. Man, those girls can spit, but they also can set a vibe too, man. Those girls are pretty dope. So I'll send you some stuff after this, man.
Yeah, please do. Please do.
No worries, man. Shit. So let's talk about that last album you had, the one that had Liddy on it, which is I'm Not Him.
Yeah.
Can you kind of give like everyone like a quick summary of what the album was like?
So, I did a record called, wow, what was my record called? I did a record called Hottest in the City.
Yeah. Which is a good jam too.
Yeah, I love that record. Mm-hmm. But, here's the downside. In case people didn't know, I am married, right? I shot the video in a strip club. And my wife was not okay with that. It wasn't that she was jealous, but it was the fact that she knew that was not me. Because I don't go to strip clubs. Like, that's never been, like, enticing to me. Like, I've never, like, wanted that kind of woman, really.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So, you know, she was disappointed in me for a while. And I was like, the only reason why I shot it in a strip club and, you know, my other manager at the time agreed, okay, well, we need to shoot in a strip club for it to be clickbait. For people to click on it, as soon as they see a woman in a strip club or see something that they like, they'll click on it.
I mean, I like titties. I like movies. You know what I mean? So I would put titties in a music video. Hell yeah.
Right. It would make sense. But I'm not that kind of artist. So in order for me to continue on this path, I would have to be that guy or be something I'm not for the remainder of my career. And I'm like, I don't need to do that. I'm dope. I'm dope already. I don't need the gimmicks. I don't need the clickbait. I don't need that. I just need to be dope. I know that there are people that are like me that can relate to me, that have a day-to-day that they deal with, and I could just make it sound so relatable, like I'm sitting next to you. I'm dope, and people need to understand that they're dope, that you don't have to be all the way out there to be something that you're not in order to be dope. You're dope already. So I'm Not Him was based off of that experience. It was based off the fact that, okay, I can fit this stereotype, but there's no need to. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to show you how dope I really am by just being myself, by just being comfortable in the skin I'm in.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need the gimmicks. You know, like, yeah. I just believe in myself. And how many people do you know that can honestly say that can look in the mirror and say, I accept myself. Not just the good parts of myself, but the imperfections, the flaws, the things that I am uncomfortable with. Can you honestly say, I love the flaws about myself? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it took a lot of carving in myself. Like, I had to dig deep. And I'm like, I need to make this into something that people can relate to. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, man, hands down. Shit. Well, Fuck, man. You know, I didn't realize how long we were talking, man. But you know, I only have 2 more questions anyway. So I mean, like, we're doing pretty well, man. I like this interview right here. Yeah.
Word, appreciate that.
No, hands down, man. And I didn't ask you in the beginning though, but how did you come up with the name SdotKA?
So I was a while ago. I used to go by the name of Anonymous. A long time ago, long story short, long time ago, I was trying to find a name for myself. I knew I could rap. It was like 14, 15, whatever. And I'm like, okay, I know I can rap, but I don't know what to call myself. I went into a rap competition. I just put the name Anonymous, and I won. And people just knew me from there. So I just kept the name going. But recently, my manager and my other manager at the time, they were like, you know, the marketing, this name does not make sense because you would have to be unknown all the time. And, you know, it's contradicting because, you know, you want to be known, but anonymous means unknown. You know what I'm saying? So I picked SdotKA because it's just my initials but backwards. You know what I'm saying? So my first name is Kevin, my last name is Schutz. So I just switched it around. And the dot, you know, I spell it different so I can stand out. You know what I'm saying? Not just the period.
Yeah, you know, exactly. No, man. Yeah, it's one that will bring your head a little bit. There's another rapper out in Florida. I don't want to say exactly where because I don't want to fuck it up for him, but S.Brady, and like he's with like Denzel's camp and shit too. So that's why, like, you know, like that's why when I heard S.K, I was like thinking to myself, like, is that like a Florida thing? You know, like off top, you know what I mean? But you know, everyone has their own reasonings for everything. Damn. So what they call 2025? Where do you see yourself at?
I see myself being financially stable because of my music. Whether that be a writer, whether that be, you know, performing like across the world. I just see myself taking care of my responsibilities and taking care of my family because of my music. I can like look outside and don't have to worry about where the next whatever's coming from. And I'm not dealing with that right now. You feel what I'm saying? But you know, I have a 9 to 5. But 2025 is definitely going to be a year that I can look back and say, I'm here now. You know, this is my life. I can financially support myself for the rest of my life because of the work that I put in all these years.
Yeah, hands down, man. Shit, I like that, man. A lot of people always have like the same like responses to it, and those are good responses too. Not knocking nobody, but you know that's like a new one. That's a new one to hear, and so I dig it.
Yeah, man, appreciate that, bro.
So, you know, what can we expect anytime soon? This interview might come out like mid-August, just because I pushed some things back because of the whole Black Lives Matter thing going on.
Nah, understood. You know, timing is everything. So right now I'm working on a 4-song EP called Stereotype. It's just about like the Black Lives Matter, police brutality, and everything that's going on. Because I feel like my voice can reach a large demographic through my music. You know what I'm saying? Not just talking, not just posting something on Facebook or whatever. Like, I want to be able to express myself the way that I want to.
Yeah.
So stereotype is 2 words. So, you know, I'm the type that loves music. You know what I'm saying? So stereotype is, you know, just a double entendre of words because. But when you think of a stereo, you think of back in the day, because, you know, stereos are obsolete now. They were used to broadcast, you know, to you know, have the news out there to tell you what's going on, you know, and that's my type. But the stereotype all together is just to kind of shed light on the fact that we all stereotype. And it's not to stop stereotypes, it's what can you do after you stereotype? Can you respect the stereotype? Can you not treat someone disrespectfully because of a stereotype? Because we're all going to do it. That's just how we are. You know what I mean? And before this COVID thing, I was working on a project called Locomotive. So it's local motive. Yeah. My motive is to be beyond this local mentality. You know what I'm saying? But locomotive is a train, and I'm trying to. I just want to be unstoppable. Like once it takes off, and once it moves, my career, like once it moves, people can't just jump on board like that. So there's a few projects I'm working on, and I'm just so excited. I can't wait until the moment I can release everything and let everyone hear what I have.
Yeah, hands down, man. Is there any dates set in stone for any of them?
Tentatively, Stereotype, I'm trying to release sometime early August. Locomotive was supposed to be out a couple months ago, but I just stopped the production on it because, I don't feel like it's the right time for me to shed that kind of light. I feel like I have a bigger responsibility to talk about something bigger than myself. So, Locomotive is to be determined. Stereotype within like a month or so.
Yeah, hands down, man. Shit. Damn, man. I'm excited to release this interview. Big time.
Yeah, bro. Like, it was definitely a good conversation. It's a good talk when you look at the clock and like, dang, we've been talking that long.
Yeah.
It's definitely good talk.
Well, that's the cool thing about it too is that for me the fact of the matter is that like I'm willing to like what's the fucking word, like I like if I can make this even like a Joe Rogan or Joe Budden type of like podcast where they talk for fucking hours, but like let's be real, like how many people are gonna be listening to the whole like couple hours, you know what I'm saying? Right. So that's why like me, because I did talk to a couple dudes out there like Cairo Laveau and Chris and Otto from Brain Dead, and like they're all the people I interviewed from Florida, and I was like, once everything lifts up, man, I do want to make a trip out there to Florida and stuff, man. So
yeah, man, most definitely,
yeah,
definitely.
That's why I kind of want to do like an in person with everybody afterwards too. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, we're gonna see how that goes, man. Big time.
Well, yeah, shit. Come on down, man. You know what I'm saying? The vibe is good. The weather is. The vibe is good.
Yes, man. It ain't no Cali weather, man. I heard everybody always brags about Cali weather. Women, weed, and weather. That's what everyone loves about this place.
Yeah.
The 3 W's. Well, just like an intro, I don't have an outro either. But I go by Tony Oddball. This is a Nod Conversation with a very special guest.
SdotKA in the area. SdotKA. Follow me on Instagram. SdotKA_music. Search for me everywhere, you know what I'm saying? I'm Not Him is available on all streaming platforms. Stereotype to be released soon.
That's right, man. Shit. Well, peace and love, man. I gotta get the exclusives when it's almost time to release. All right?
Oh, I got you.
All right, I'm gonna hold you to that, man.
Yeah, bro.
All right, cool. All right, man. Peace and love.
All right. Bless up, bro.
You too.
All right, bro.